So, welcome back, everyone, to another exciting episode of Circle of Trust. And we have special treat for you today as we have our talented dev team joining us on the podcast. And let's dive a warm welcome to Tessa and Pedja.
Thanks, Ned. It's great to have Tessa and Pedja with us today. Guys, can you introduce yourselves a little bit and just tell the audience a little bit about you and your journey? Tessa, if you start, thanks.
Yeah, sure. So, hi everyone. My name is Tessa and I'm from Amsterdam in the Netherlands. I started working at Evenes as a full stack developer to build the first prototype of the Circle of Trust web app. And currently I'm in the role of AI engineer. So I'm the go-to person for everything that has to do with AI. I do a lot of different things like developing chatbots with conversational AI, creating the company's principles for ethical AI, and advising on how we can integrate generative AI tools in our products. In addition to my work at Evenes, I was also recently selected to join the Women in AI mentorship program, where I'm going to be mentored to grow my skill set even more. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. And that was about it.
I had to
Nice.
also give that round of applause.
I felt
Thank
it.
you.
Yeah, well done.
Okay, I can continue, I guess. So I'm Pedja. I'm full stack developer. I'm here in Circle of Trust to basically integrate all the models and or AI and other advanced tools with our currently web app and in the future mobile apps and who knows what else. So uh, my career started in a completely different way. Just a short summary. I did like medical work for first 7 years, and after that I learned myself web development, and after that mobile development and everything. So I'm not only going to be like a full stack developer, but also like a teacher and mentor to basically share all my experiences, how I learned by myself, and how everyone can utilize my errors and lesson learns down the path. Thank you.
Thank you, Tessa, Pedja. It's great to have you both here. Like so far, I have learned a lot from you guys, and it's really I am actually having a great time working with you. So, and let's just get started with our conversation. So, Tessa, I have a couple of questions, and I want to start with that as an AI engineer and a Web2 developer. Just can you just share a little bit with our audience that how you found your passion for programming and AI?
Yeah, sure. So originally I have a background in law, but however, a few years ago I had the opportunity to participate in the selection process for Codem Coding College. And this college offers a program that teaches coding through a project-based curriculum, allowing students to gain practical experience by actively working on projects. So it's really hands-on keyboard. And what sets it apart from traditional education is its peer-to-peer learning system, where students learn from each other rather than relying solely on teachers. And this alternative approach suited me better. So during the selection process, I found that I really love programming because I enjoy learning new things and solving problems. And programming gives me lots of opportunities for both. And there are also many different things you can do with programming. But what I'm most interested in is AI. AI is a field where new and exciting things are always happening. So it's always changing, and there are so many cool things that you can do with it. So it's a field full of possibilities that never stops being interesting.
Oh, I can hear your energy from that. I love the way that you change from sort of starting in law and then moving into that coding. Sort of gives people ideas that you don't have to start in a sort of computer science degree or anything like that. You can change at any time. So Pitcher, coming to you, as a full stack developer, and you're also the owner of Design by Heart, can you share us a little bit about your journey and your thoughts around the future of Web3, especially in relation to sort of being a web developer?
Thank you, Hina. I started as a web developer in Flash and jQuery, right? when the tech was pretty limited. These days, there is almost nothing that cannot be built in Web3, especially with all new concepts and technologies which we can use today. Blockchain, decentralized networks, NFTs, million and one implementations of LLMs and other generative AI models. By LLMs, I mean large language models like Chef-GPT, as we all know. It's very exciting also to witness the way how big companies emerging 3D market, also with VR, AR, VR headsets, or even mixed reality headsets. Facebook, I mean, Meta, of course, Microsoft, HTC are all like known players, but this Monday, Apple also announced their own headset, VR, AR mixed reality headset with called Vision Pro, right? Actually, I was incredibly lucky to have an opportunity to be part of that WWDC, or Worldwide Developer Conference of Apple's, this Monday, and to see firsthand whole keynote when they announced it. And let me tell you, in a few years, after so many big players betting on virtual or augmented reality, metaverse is going to be a happy place, really happy place, and bring a lot of benefits for each of us as a customer, especially from the perspective of inclusivity and ways to have easier ways to collaborate and socialize together. Let's talk about whole keynote a little bit later, but yeah, it was pretty exciting, and future is just emerging, and it's going to be even more bigger, happier, and crazier for sure.
Yeah, Pedja, like as you said, future is here. Like, the feeling that I have is that we are losing that sense of being in the present time, like we're just imagining that what are the possibilities of this future, because I think we are facing a very, rocket pace science. So yeah, I think we all have this kind of complexity of losing the time track somehow. But it's very interesting and exciting, the era that we are living in right now. And so it's actually to dive deeper into some of these related areas. Tessa, let's just come back to you. As an AI engineer, could you just give us some insights into the current trends and advancements in this field, the field of AI? And also, I'm sure that it would be interesting for the audience to just know about some of the AI tools that you find interesting.
Yeah, sure, Ned. So the field of AI is constantly changing, and there are many exciting trends and advancements to talk about. So one important trend is the rapid progress in natural language processing and understanding. And this led to significantly improvements in virtual assistants, chatbots, and language translation technologies. So nowadays, there are tools like LongChain that allow you to connect a powerful language model like GPT-4 to your own documents. This enables you to create a chatbot that can answer questions based on your own documents. In the past, you would have needed to know machine learning to train your AI model on the data, but with tools like this, AI is becoming more accessible to less experienced users. And another advancement worth mentioning is the integration of XAI in various industries, such as healthcare and finance. XAI stands for explainable AI, and that means that AI not only provides a recommendation or a prediction, but also shows the steps or the data that it used to make that decision. And this transparency makes the AI more trustworthy for users, particularly in healthcare and finance, where decisions can have a significant impact. Increasing trust in the user is really important. And then when it comes to AI tools in this industry, it's important to distinguish between proof of concepts and actually usable products. Many companies showcase videos or offer demos of AI tools that are still in development and are not yet available as fully functional products. For instance, OpenAI demonstrates a platform that converts text into a video game using generative AI. And although the demo and the concept are really impressive, it may take time to develop it into a fully realized product. So it's not like if you see something, it doesn't matter that it already, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's already there. So sometimes, it can be a little bit, a bit of a shiny toy that you think, oh wow, it's amazing, but actually it still has to be built. But that being said, there are indeed several AI tools emerging in the market. Like for example, Roam Around. That's an AI-powered travel assistant, and users can provide their destination and also specific constraints, such as the number of days and child-friendly options, and the assistant then generates a complete travel itinerary for you. So yeah, you can save time on planning your trip. And another tool is Ideas AI, which generates unique startup ideas. Each time the page is refreshed, a new startup idea is generated. And users are encouraged to vote on the ideas to improve the quality of the AI-generated suggestions. So over time, as the AI model learns from user feedback, it is expected to produce better ideas. So you will not only use the tool, but you also contribute to training the AI model, which is really cool. And then you have the Chef-GPT. That's another noteworthy tool. That's an AI-powered personal chef that recommends recipes based on available ingredients, cooking skills, time constraints, and also preferences. And the app offers different modes, such as Master Chef and Meal Plan Chef, catering to various cooking needs. And these examples represent just a fraction of the exciting developments happening in the AI space right now.
Thanks, Tessa. I've been writing down all of these apps that you mentioned because some of them sound really cool, and I'm like, when can I start downloading them to have a go and play with them? Especially the Roam Around and the Chef-GPT. They really fit with me in terms of my lifestyle, at least. And I also thought it was quite interesting what you mentioned about the fact that some things are proof of concept versus real life. So that's also something for us and the audience to sort of bear in mind. What's a reality versus what's, being dangled as the shiny toy that's not quite there. Now, Pedja, when you were talking to us earlier, you mentioned that you are at the Apple Worldwide Dev, which I'm the conference there, so I'm quite jealous of that actually, especially given all the news that's sort of been coming out as a result of the announcements that Apple made. So can you tell us a little bit about the experience and also, of course, the sort of new technology drop that Apple did on the VR headset? So just tell us a little bit more about your adventure so far.
Yeah, for sure. So I've been I was developer since 2010, so back like 13 years, and usually every year the WWDC, even from us, watching remotely is a big day or big time during the year. And from one side, I knew how big it is going to be, and sort of what to expect. But then I came there and it was blown my mind literally by the number of people, by the organization, by everything we experienced there. It was really, really great. I'm going to show you a lot of pictures after. But from the perspective of what they announced, so even without talking about Vision Pro, which I'm going to do after this, but basically every year is a big announcement for all the operating systems, including iOS, macOS, watchOS, Apple TV, etc. So it's always a load of new lessons, new keynotes, new sessions where you can learn about what's coming for whole ecosystem of Apple, and it's always exciting for sure to be ready for the future. But this year was a precedent year for sure in many ways, and to be honest, I've seen a lot of details and a lot of breadcrumbs here and there since I don't know last 5-6 years for sure, with all these environment or augmented reality tools and software they were putting together piece by piece every year, a little bit more until this year. And overall, VR or augmented reality, because it's both of them, right? Augmented reality and virtual reality at the same time. Difference is you just need to scroll a little bit on that button of theirs. That's it. You can be in both of the sites. And from that perspective, it's not just a miracle from the hardware perspective, but it's also like a really, really great mix of augmented reality and all the tools necessary to get into position that you can with a certain level understand your environment and recognize what's where, what's happening in front of you, what's behind you, etc. So unfortunately, I was not able to test myself yet, although I had an opportunity to see it in person. It's really, really great, like a mix or combination of hardware and software. And from the mouth of those who tested, you can find on YouTube a lot of people already there. Some of them I've seen in person, like 3 meters between us, etc., or almost crushing one of those people. So yeah, it's really great. Of course, future is coming, as I said before, but we still going to see how all that is going to be implemented or adopted on a larger scale. So for the moment, it's pretty expensive tool itself, but on the other side, it's also independent from all other hardware Apple makes right now. So for the moment, you don't need basically anything else except just a VR set for it in order to use like whole experience, to have full immersed experience. So it was really, really exciting. And to be honest, I'm looking forward to come next year too. Hopefully I will be invited next time.
Pedja, just as Hina said, I also feel jealous now because I'm also I'm very looking forward to having, getting my hands on that Apple VR headset, which I believe is going to be released in 2024. Am I right?
Yes,
Yeah.
beginning of the next year. Not precisely know when, but we'll see. Not available yet for the order.
Yeah, and but still, people who were at the conference, at the Worldwide Dev Conference, and got their hands on the product to just run some tests. That's so exciting, and I'm so yeah, I'm so jelly now. And
Yeah,
but
let me just give you a little bit, one more detail
yeah,
about it,
sure.
right? So if you want to use all other hardware from AR VR sets from the other companies, aside of putting something on your eyes, you need additional tools like controllers in order to manipulate the space around you inside the VR or AR. Here, you don't need anything else except the headset itself, right? Because everything is controllable by your hands. So from that perspective, whole keynote and whole day after that, and yesterday whole day, because there was additional sessions yesterday I went to. Every time, whole time I was there, I was thinking about that Iron Man movie and how he managed to control that AI of his inside the movie. It's so similar. I need to do like a video comparison with controls, what you can do in Vision Pro by Apple, and also what Iron Man did, and how close all these gestures, hand gestures are. It's really,
Oh,
really funny and exciting for sure.
Yeah, we have to do that, like build that comparison video using Iron Man and with the like we can generate
Definitely.
something inside a generative AI like text to video or image to video. Build something cool
Yep,
with
yep.
that. So very interesting. Thank you so much. Though I know that you know there are some critics right now that there won't be a significant mainstream appeal towards the VR headsets, the Apple VR headsets, at least at the beginning because of the Sky price. But I believe that they are also working on, you know, not to reduce the amount, but as I read some articles on it, they are trying to build some other stuff maybe with lower prices that people can purchase like with a more, limited options and stuff like that. So we should wait and see, I believe, that which direction that is going to go. But as you said, this is a quote from you, Peja, that the future is here. And Tessa, just coming back to
Yeah.
you, what is your opinion about the big players? Like, as we have been speaking about Apple for, so far. Now, I want to just touch on Nvidia, for example, that we are using Nvidia in our own pipeline at the moment. And, we are feeling it closely that how these products are pushing the tech boundaries and changing the game with our skin and bones.
Yeah, so Nvidia is well known in the AI industry, especially for their hardware, but they also offer various tools that are constantly being updated, like Nvidia Merlin to build recommender systems, or the Nemo framework to build and deploy generative AI models. And I think as an AI engineer who likes exploring new things, it's thrilling to work with advanced technologies and leaders like Nvidia. By using their products and pushing the limits of what's possible, you can contribute to making exciting advancements in AI.
Oh, I love it, Tessa. Thank you. I think it's going to be a really interesting time with all these new technologies and stuff. I mean, we're just like touching the surface of these things, so I think it's going to be really exciting. Pedja, if just to talk a little bit about developing applications and things like that. We see sort of a growing number of startups and businesses. What do you believe a web app needs to, what needs to be in a web app so to stand out from the competition? And how do you, as a developer, how do people sort of navigate that balance between really that sort of bringing that innovation to the table and yet providing a seamless user experience? Love to hear some thoughts from you around that.
Thank you, Heena. Yeah, it is a great question. User experience and content have always been a competitive advantage of every company, right? And sometimes user can forgive you for bad UX if your content is great. Unfortunately today, on the other hand, every small detail is important, not just content or just UX, right? But also performance, integration of different third-party services into a cohesive system, like a payment, as a most prominent example. Also, let's not forget about accessibility, multiple devices, different screen sizes and their limitations, and also focus on privacy and security like never before. As a small fact, in the era of smartwatches, the speed of loading content is everything. For example, in Apple Watch, if content takes more than 7 seconds to load, that app is doomed. There is no content, or quality which will convince user to stay and wait until content is loaded. So, in summary, everything is a matter of use case and circumstances regarding how that app or web app is. This also applies to latest wave of technologies that everyone knows about, AI and generation AI for different content and different type of contents. Also, regarding generative AI, we are still in an era of experimenting with the possibilities and still waiting for the limitations society is going to impose. I believe pretty soon we'll see multiple regulations coming into place in order to ensure that responsible AI practices are implemented in order to protect users and their interests at first place. So yeah, that's in short.
Yeah.
So thank you, Pedja. It's fascinating to hear about the challenges and opportunities you've encountered in web application development. And Tessa, so as an AI engineer, one important aspect to consider in the development of AI-powered applications is regulations, as we were speaking about, and responsible AI practices. And can you just share with us some insights on how developers can ensure that AI technologies are used in a regulated and responsible manner? And like, what are some of the maybe best examples and practices in this area?
Yeah, sure, Ned. So it is essential to use AI technologies responsibly and within the boundaries of regulations. Developers can follow some key guidelines to achieve this. First, they should have a good understanding of the legal and ethical framework surrounding AI. This involves being familiar with laws related to data protection, privacy, and specific industry guidelines. Second, it's important to make AI systems transparent, and that's where the XAI that I mentioned earlier comes into play. Developers should strive to make the inner workings of AI algorithms and decision-making processes understandable and explainable to users. This builds trust and ensures accountability. Also, ongoing monitoring and evaluation of AI systems are necessary to identify and address any biases or unintended consequences. Regular audits and assessments help in spotting potential risks and ensuring compliance with regulations. And lastly, collaboration and knowledge sharing within the AI community are crucial. By sharing experiences, challenges, and solutions, we can collectively work towards developing responsible AI systems that benefit society as a whole.
Thanks, Tessa. And I think between the two of you, I think Ned and I could talk to you guys for ages on some of these topics that we've just, just started talking about. So I really appreciate you guys from sharing your valuable insights and experience with us today. It has been really sort of enlightening discussion on sort of just the future of web development, AI integration, sort of responsible AI practice. I think we're going to see, like Pedja said, we're going to see more and more kind of innovation happening, but also that safeguarding of technology and perhaps more regulations as well as we go. So we explored a bit of current trends and advancements in AI and the challenges and opportunities of being a web developer, that sort of real focus on accessibility, innovation, and that speed of content being a critical factor. But ultimately, it's about the user experience and the use cases that are being put out there as well. So lots of things that, we kind of covered. As we sort of wrap up, are there any sort of final messages or pieces of advice or little nuggets that you'd like to share with our audience today? Tessa?
So I encourage everyone to embrace the possibilities of AI because it's a field that is constantly changing and provides numerous chances for innovation. However, it's also crucial to be responsible and think about how our AI creations can affect people and society. By staying informed, working together, and following ethical guidelines, we can use technology to shape a better future.
And Pedja, do you have anything that you'd like to add and share with the audience?
Absolutely. The world of web development is evolving rapidly, and it's crucial to stay updated with the latest advancements and trends, for sure. Embrace new technologies and tools, but always keep user experience and ethical considerations at the forefront. Building web applications that provide value, solve real problems, and prioritize user privacy and security will definitely stand out in today's competitive landscape. Keep learning, exploring, and pushing boundaries to create impactful and meaningful digital experiences. And remember, AI is not going to replace you, but people who use AI will.
Thank you, Tessa, Pedja, and Hina. Like, I would also like to add here a few notes about like AI, oh, we lost Pedja, so this is live and these things happen. but I'm sure he will be back, or if not, like, yeah, he's back here with us. Okay. Yeah, I was saying that in live streams, these things happen, Pedja. So you just fade it in and out and in. Okay, so I just want to add something here, touch on something very important that Pedja just mentioned about AI replacing, humans. I was having a great conversation with a great friend a week ago, and he was just telling me about how AI is being used in a very broad, as a very broad term to cover everything that we are dealing with right now. But AI has been here for a long time, and it's better to refer to it as machine learning. And like everything that we are dealing with right now is far from the movies that we watch in terms of considering that singularity perspective, or being just afraid that robots are going to take over the world and stuff like that. So I always like to speak about these stuff. As Hina says, we can just go on for ages here. And yeah, I think it's good to just be a bit more uh, explicit about what terms we use when we are referring to AI, like as Tessa earlier mentioned about XAI, which is like used as explainable AI, or these term or generative AI, which is mostly we refer to AI when we are talking about art. So it is really important to just have in mind that these key terms are important when we are referring to AI. It's not just, this is a very broad and big area of studies. Yeah. So
Yeah,
Tessa,
I love
Pedja,
that, Ned. Maybe we
oh, sorry, Hina,
Oh,
go on.
sorry. I was thinking maybe we should create a little cheat guide to some of these terminologies for our audience or something, just because I really like your point of being quite specific, because otherwise everything just comes into one bucket. So maybe there's something we can create
Yeah,
that might
definitely.
help.
So Tessa, Pedja, are you up for that for the future?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, Pedja, you're unmuted, or I think you're muted. Okay, so I think he's having some technical issues, but I'm sure that Pedja is up for that too. So thank you,
Yeah,
everyone.
exactly.
Thank you for being here with
Okay.
us. And just remember to stay curious and keep learning. And yeah, let's just try to be part of this exciting journey throughout the development and all this AI things happening. So bye.